Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Rome series. This is episode 7 of season 2 and it is called Death Mask, which is a badass name for a metal band if none have taken that name yet. Last episode was absolutely epic all across the board. We got the death of Cassius, then we got the death of Cicero, and we got the death of Brutus in a singular episode. Absolutely amazing shit. Obviously I loved the last episode, all three of those characters I disliked, so it was like a trifecta of motherfuckers I hated all getting clipped at the same time. Beautiful to see. We saw a couple other things as well. We saw the crime lord starting to fuck with Lucius a bit, trying to get that guy connected to his daughter. I still don't know what the game plan is with that. Like I said, if they were planning on killing him or something, why not just send an assassin to kill him? It seems like they've got a grander scheme than that, but I have no idea where they're taking it from what they showed us last episode. And also, Titus's wife announced that she was pregnant, which brought such a happy-go-lucky smile to Titus Pulo's face. It was great to see. So in general, the entire last episode was amazing and I can't wait to see how they follow up that shit this week. So without further ado, this is episode 7, season 2, Death Mask. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Oh, Servilia already knows. It looks like we've went forward slightly then. I completely forgot that this was tradition in Rome. I was aware of this practice, but I just slipped my mind for some reason that they did this.
I'm so sorry.
Strange thing to do there, Servilia. Not the strangest thing you've done in this show by far. That's way less strange than, you know, summoning Nemesis.
No more sleep.
Jesus Christ, she seems absolutely broken. She still strikes me as the type of person though that as soon as she finds strength, she will have such vengeance and revenge on the mind.
Show her how lovely she looks.
I look horrid.
Probably best not to show her herself in a funhouse magic mirror.
There's not many men willing to marry a penniless orphan.
I'm sorry. I am very grateful.
That's so fucked up, considering what Atia did to a wealthy family and they just got their money stolen and murdered. Wow.
I know, man. And this one will make a lovely husband.
Oh, I feel so bad for this girl. I bet Atia's set her up with the right douchebag.
There and then, I am Gaius.
It's not him, is it? Oh my god. This is a bunch of bullshit.
Makes you think, doesn't it? About marriage.
Does it?
Atia's really pushing for this let's get married thing just now. Mark Antony has zero interest in that. Is this Servilia?
Atia of the
Yeah,
Julia.
wow. I knew she would be back for revenge.
I call for justice. Atia of the Julia.
It's crazy to see how far Servilia's fallen. This is basically desperation at this point. I mean, what's her game plan doing that? There's no rhyme or reason to it, and no way it would in any way be successful. It's literally just pleading to the gods for help at this point.
That's an idea.
Not good for baby.
He won't mind.
Is that true? Is fucking while pregnant not good for the child? I think Titus will be such a great dad.
We now have grain ships in excess of 10,000 amphorae.
Tricky.
This motherfucker, his only method of wooing is making straw figures. If only it was that simple nowadays, you could just walk around a nightclub passing out a little piece of straw shaped into a basic human shape and a chick was like, I must have you. Well, he had me at straw-woven oxen.
Atia of the Julia, I call for justice. Atia of the Julia, I call for justice.
You've got to admire her perseverance, but that being said, Jesus Christ, Servilia, pick up a dagger and do something proactive. Praying in the rain is doing nothing except making you wet.
I do not say that they have grounds for anxiety, but I feel I would be remiss if I did not.
Fuck this guy, he's the one that warned Cicero.
Tell them to go look on Cicero's hands in the forum. What happens to those that prattle of tyranny?
I like Mark Antony's stance on this matter.
I suggest we divide the territory of Rome into 3. Each one of us shall assume command of one region.
I can't believe this snake that won Cicero is getting a region.
I will make do with Egypt.
That's actually not a bad deal. I think Mark Antony would enjoy Egypt.
It would be a purely administrative division. All monies would be held in a single treasury.
Mark Antony says that, but he knows if he's got control of that shit, he could cook the books.
What would I get?
Africa.
Way more than that guy deserves, to be honest. I was hoping Mark Antony was just going to drive the gladius through his face and go, fucking nothing, you rat. I'm surprised neither him nor Augustus knew that that dude was the one that warned Cicero, because we haven't been explicitly told that yet, but I know that was the one that warned Cicero.
How goes your day? Oh, mine went extremely well.
Maybe Servilia's chanting is working better than I thought.
Let her rant at you a while.
And have her curse at me in front of a mob of ogling plebs, never.
A mob of ogling plebs, wow.
This looks like a fake to me. I bet you don't even live on the Aventine, do you?
No fake, all good.
Are these like a Roman version of a food stamp kind of thing? They look like they would be quite easy to forge. There would be good money in forging shit like that back in these days.
Get wood now. Get it yourself. I'm busy.
A slave can't talk to Titus's wife like that, can she?
Go ahead. Try. I'll shove it down your throat. You'll be sorry.
This woman is a fucking bitch. Why is she being so antagonistic?
Memio is dishonest and greedy. Nothing we can do can change that. If he thinks he's deceiving us, then he's happy.
Damn. Let the deceitful people deceive them a bit just to keep the morale up. It's an interesting way to deal with a problem.
She says she's gonna choke me with a steak.
What?
She says she's gonna choke me with a steak.
Why would that make Lucius laugh? I don't understand why Lucius laughed at that.
If I do go and beat Gaia now like she deserves, what do you think Mascius is going to do? She's his girl, isn't it?
It's a puzzle, all right.
Is that the number 3, I take it? So the number 3 ended up getting with that woman. She went from Lucius to Titus to Mascius, he's called, I think. It's like she was just trying to solidify herself some position of power by any means necessary. Because surely she's still technically a slave.
Here's to a boy.
Oh boy.
I'm not a parent, but if I was, I would definitely want a son. And it's not for any sexist reasons, other than when my daughter got to an age where she started seeing guys, I would be so fucking protective. It would drive me insane.
Come here, let's get it done.
Just it's hard to remember she's married to the boss. I mean, nothing against her, it's just not natural.
She is so fucking manipulative.
Kinda will bend over and take her whipping without complaint.
Oh, I could do that for you.
Please don't let her seduce you, Titus.
What are you gonna do now, eh?
Oh, Titus, you fucking idiot. I can't believe Titus is doing this. Cannot believe he fell for that shit. Feel so bad for his wife. I 100% do not endorse this scene. I know he's a big, dumb, lovable oaf, but I thought he had a bit more self-restraint than this.
You gotta keep me disciplined, haven't you?
Don't test me, girl.
This woman is a fucking bitch, man. I really like Titus's wife, and she's been faithful to him ever since he killed her husband-to-be. This is such an injustice on his nice, sweet wife. Oh, fuck this woman. Just when I was saying last episode, like, I wonder where a new number 1 enemy is going to spring from. Right here, fuck this bitch. I mean, this is almost impressive by Servilia at this point. Does she not need toilet breaks from time to time? She's just pissing right there on the street.
Who are you, crazy bitch? Speak your piece and then be gone.
She definitely looks like a crazy bitch right now.
I am Servilia.
Are you sure? Because I thought you were Weird Al Yankovic.
Let her taste nothing but ashes and iron.
If I was Atia, I would be like, oh cool, she's just putting a curse on me. What a silly superstitious bitch. But everyone's superstitious in this age. I haven't seen one atheist in this show, I don't think. Oh shit! No fucking way! Straight up cursed her and then sacrificed her own life. Oh my god. Be careful, you might get AIDS. I suppose it doesn't matter. The last thing you want to do though is be getting AIDS post-mortem.
That is an exit.
Have to agree with Mark Antony. Quite a gangster way to go out.
Come back inside.
And Atia looks legitimately shook. They pictate most slaves as so loyal in this show, like Cicero's slave last episode willing to defend him with a sword, and Servilia's slave this episode willing to sacrifice her life after Servilia had just sacrificed hers.
Jews and their one God shall be kept to an appropriate minimum.
Is this them outlawing the Jewish Zionist sort of religion?
How substantial would this gift be?
How substantial does it need to be?
£20,000 of gold.
Done.
He said done so quickly, it makes me feel like he had more in the chamber. I'd be like, hold on a second actually, 40,000?
Congratulations then, Herod, you have the full backing of Rome.
I wonder if this is how political it truly was when Christianity became the dominant religion in Rome, if just their priests gave the biggest gift to the emperor at the time, who I forget the name of, but I know it was a single emperor that decided to make Christianity at some point the dominant religion of Rome.
Share of what? Of Herod's gift. What gift?
If I was that guy, I'd have been like, okay, there is no gift, but I was wondering if you might want to give me a smaller gift from the imagined gift you didn't get. You just got a beautiful young weeping wife, surely that is gift enough. Try and make her happy first.
Bastard should die!
Well, it would be a mitzvah, no doubt.
I'm serious.
The first season, they painted this guy who was, Atia's right-hand man essentially, as such a force of nature when he was getting things done for her. And now he's just a whipping boy for his own brother.
You're the sort of man that knows how to keep a confidence.
Yes.
He does not strike me as that type of man whatsoever.
And perhaps you're the sort of man that knows how to reward those who confide in him?
Wow, this guy loves his hands out. He didn't get one from Mark Antony, straight away turncoat into another person that might give him some money.
Should you be interested?
What would I do with a giraffe?
There might be some high-hanging fruit that needs picked.
Herod has agreed to give you £20,000 of gold. I want my share.
I knew Mark Antony would be like this. I mean, he's getting a good deal. All he needs to do is be straight up and he will get a good fair amount of everything.
This arrangement of ours cannot work if you seek every opportunity to aggrandize yourself at my expense.
I completely agree. Octavian is trying to make things fair, and I knew Mark Antony would be like this. It's so unnecessary.
You have no accomplishments of your own.
It's true. It was no accomplishment to defeat you at Mutiny.
Nice comeback, Octavian.
You have never defeated me in anything.
Wow, it took all of 10 minutes for this relationship to deteriorate.
Still the same arrogant lech you always were.
And still fucking your mother!
Fucking hell. Mark Antony just does not know when to keep his mouth shut. There was absolutely no reason for him to be like this. 1/3 of the entire empire is way more than he had.
Anything else, mistress? Water.
Oh, I'm still so angry at Titus for doing that shit.
Tell her I've gone to Lydi's temple.
This is her going to meet that douche that's been giving her the straw men, hasn't it? It's the sort of gift you would get from a serial killer.
Yeah, horses as well. Elephants, if you like.
Oh, the way this is being filmed, it's like someone's spying on them.
I've been looking.
Oh, it's this dickhead.
Don't fuck me about. I've got eyes, haven't I? How long's this been going on?
A few months.
I think we're about to find out this guy's angle. This is all part of the charade.
You'll have my guts!
This is a right fucking mess.
Please, sir.
That was quite a good performance.
I'll do anything you say, just please don't tell him.
So this was the game plan all along, to get the daughter in his back pocket.
Tell me what was going on. That would be very helpful to me.
I can do that.
Oh man, he's got himself a spy. Ah, shit.
Each of you agrees to consult the other before naming any officials above Edile rank. Now, all money's received.
Okay, I'm kinda liking this guy a bit more this episode. The fact he was able to keep the peace against volatile Mark Antony and quite demanding of authority right now Octavian, he's doing a good job.
Renewed vows of amity, and so forth.
No one believes what the newsreader says.
Well, it's great to see times have changed since those dark days of the distrust in the news.
If a marriage was to happen between our two houses,
Fucking hell, Atia, give it a rest. Nobody wants to wifey you off. You look fun to fuck. You look completely unfun to marry.
I have no objection.
Thank you, I should think not.
Wow, he's actually doing it. That surprises me even more so.
If we are to discuss a marriage contract, it's hardly appropriate for a woman to be present.
Yes, sorry.
Is that how it worked in ancient Rome? Women leave the room while we discuss who you'll be marrying?
If we're lucky and the crowd's thick enough, we might even make it out alive.
There's no chance of that.
Oh, are they planning to kill the leader? This is what I thought they were doing last episode, if this is their plan. I mean, he's let his brother talk him into some serious shit here. This literally might be the last time he sits down and has a meal with his family if he doesn't make it out of this place alive.
You alright? You look feverish.
No, I'm good.
She's been fucking. She's flush. Such a shame to see Lucius getting manipulated like this, considering all he genuinely wants to do is be a good father right now.
Where we're going to live, for one, I'm perfectly happy moving into your villa, but it will need to be redecorated from top to bottom.
Oh, here she goes, straight away. It's crazy how this is a different religion, but it's still very similar to modern weddings in many ways. Hold on, hold the fucking phone. Have they wed? Mark Antony and Octavia? Are you shitting me? Is that literally what I've just seen happen?
I always thought her attachment to Antony was purely practical. Look at her.
Oh my god, it is what's happened. This is crazy. Was this Octavian's doing by any chance? I'm assuming he decided that it would be his sister instead of his mum that would marry Mark Antony. What a fucking bait and switch that was. That absolutely stunned me.
It's just wrong.
Careful, Fred. Anyone who didn't know better might think you were in love with Octavia.
Yeah, I like this guy more this episode. He's given good advice out and he doesn't seem to be as snaky as I first assumed he was.
I'd rather eat shit.
I think Octavian's already made you eat shit. You deserve a nice meal after that.
The public would assume it was a marriage of mere sentiment, of lust.
I kinda see his logic in that, actually. Even though it's such a strange thing to say, you know, marriages should be of sentiment and lust rather than a political statement. But in this particular instance, I can see why that would be important. She's definitely gonna believe she's being cursed now, by the way.
Policy dictates that.
Policy be damned. Speak plain. You love power more than you love me.
Of course he does. Don't you know this man by now?
It changes nothing.
Oh, I see.
Changes nothing. I just get to have my way with your daughter and you. Wonder what Atia's going to do from here then. I mean, still that sort of secures her position. She is now safe, but certainly not in the position she wants to be, which is the wife of one of the dudes that has 1/3 of the Roman Empire. Or the Roman Republic, I guess we call it just now. Just seeing that poor girl's face makes me feel bad for her now. Fucking hell, she genuinely did not deserve what happened to her just for smoking a bit of weed with Octavia. And that's why, like, I know some people in my comments are Team Servilia, some people in my comments are Team Atia. I think they're both twats at the end of the day. They both did fucked up shit. But Atia suggesting her father get killed just because she was hanging around with Octavia and smoking a bit of weed is fucking ridiculous.
I'm sorry, I can't do it.
What?
No more killing.
Oh, I was not expecting him to back out.
You made an oath.
I break it then.
Brother.
Good on him for taking a stand. His brother seems like he's an incredibly domineering individual. I would not be taking orders from this guy who's just waltzed into my life and been an authoritative prick ever since. Oh shit, that was his brother's own fault, man. The one thing I was about to say before he stabbed him with his own knife was, if it comes to a fight, I still back Atia's henchman. His whole life has been this sort of shit. What a crazy episode this is.
This is strange, isn't it?
Now, Mark Antony, as much as he begrudges this or whatever he says, he will definitely still want to fuck Octavia. It's just the sort of guy he is.
If you wouldn't mind, just
This is the most robotic sex I have ever seen.
Send her bitterness and despair for all of her life.
Yeah, I knew this was going to convince Atia that the curse is working.
I need Silphium and Hellebore.
You caught it early.
So she's pregnant with Titus's kid as well. At least she's getting rid of it.
I'll give you some horsetail in case there's much bleeding.
I don't need that.
I still hate this woman, but part of me thinks I'm surprised she didn't keep the baby as like a method of getting even more power over Titus. Do you know what I mean? Okay, and that was episode 7 of season 2 of Rome Death Mask, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Death Mask, what did I think of that? Wow, this show continues to impress me with being able to just pull drama out of places that I am least expecting it. Yes, this slave seemed a bit like a conniving woman the last episode, and the fact she wanted to bed Lucius and then she tried to move on to Titus, then obviously made do with a third in command, but as soon as he was away, she purposely antagonised Titus's wife in order for him to come and discipline her, only for her to successfully seduce Titus. I fucking love Titus Pullo's character. I'm aware he's a bit simplistic and just like a lovable oaf. I'm aware of these traits he had, but another one which I closely associate with Titus Pullo is loyalty. So it was absolutely shocking that her attempt to seduce him actually worked and he ended up fucking her. Like, I know he can be a bit of an idiot, but fucking hell, Titus, read the room. She's clearly only doing that to get some sort of power over your own wife, who, by the way, you murdered the dude just to get with, and now she's pregnant. You're somewhere else fucking someone else just because she told you you can't fuck her while she's pregnant. This shit is ridiculous, and he didn't even go down in my estimations earlier in the series when he killed that dude who was her husband-to-be, but he has went down in my estimations this episode for being so stupid as to fall for this woman's shit. I'm furious at Titus Pullo for doing this. I can't believe her game plan worked on you, man. How fucking stupid are you, bro? She's obviously doing it for power and not because she's secretly in love with you or anything. She tried it with Lucius, she's currently seeing the number 3, and you're just the number 2, and she doesn't like taking orders from anyone, including your wife who you're supposed to love. Jesus Christ. It was also so shocking to see Servilia kill herself like that. She'd obviously went a bit crazy hearing Brutus had died, but to just stand outside Atia's house and chant, at that point I just saw it as a bit pathetic. I was like, wow, this is really reaching for any attempt to get at Atia. This is not going to work. But then it kinda did, because it drew Atia outside, she put a badass curse on her, and then killed herself, and that fucked with Atia. Like I've said, I think the only atheist I have seen dialogue being an atheist in this show so far is Octavian, and outside of that, everybody seems to be superstitious and believing in higher powers. So that did fuck with Atia, that she put a curse on her then killed herself. And of course, when Octavian did the power play of marrying Mark Antony to Octavia instead of Atia, Atia started to think, oh shit, this is the curse coming to fruition, so it completely played into her belief in curses, and now she's just going to be walking around assuming she is a cursed woman. And what a shocking thing that was as well, like just all of a sudden we got the scene of Mark Antony holding Octavia's hand, and I thought for a second like, she's giving him away to her mum, that's cool, and then I was like, wait, what? Why is Atia standing over there teary-eyed? Why is the pleasant soldier that she's been fucking standing over there looking forlorn? Oh my god, like literally the way they did that was so stunning to me. It took me half a minute to fully comprehend what I was actually watching. And I could see why Octavian was saying, you know, it had to be seen as a political maneuver, but I also genuinely think part of him was just like, I don't want Mark Antony to get my mum when he wants my mum. I want him to have something he doesn't want as much. But, you know, there's an upside and a downside to that, Octavian, because now Mark Antony has officially just ran through all the females in your family. He has literally fucked your mum and your sister. Jeez, if you were the ruler of Rome, you would not want to be looking that guy in the face for too long, especially if he smirked at you or gave you a little wink, do you know what I mean? The I've fucked your mother and sister wink. And we saw those crime bosses' plan come to fruition. They managed to entrap the daughter into a situation where she believed she would be in deep shit if Lucius found out about her fucking that dude. So she is now essentially on the payroll in Lucius's own house as a spy against him. Man, this episode just set up so much shocking shit. I'm literally sitting here impressed at how fucking great the writing is in this show. Last episode was so significant with the death of 3 huge characters, and yet this episode managed to have several, not just one, but several shocking moments throughout it, from Servilia's death to the bait and switch wedding. So well written, and you have to really tip your hat to the people that planned out these storylines, because they're all coming so thick and fast, but all the payoffs are so gratifying and it doesn't feel like it's rushed. That is truly an incredible achievement. I can't believe this show never blew up when it was originally aired on TV. I understand why people liked Game of Thrones, but this seems like it's got all the great schemery and shit that Game of Thrones had from the first couple seasons, but it's almost classier. Like, there's things in Game of Thrones I felt, especially in the early seasons, were quite cheesy and or badly acted. Now, it's still one of my favourite shows of all time, Game of Thrones, but my point is, there's not really much cheesiness or bad acting in this show, yet Game of Thrones was the one that, you know, absolutely exploded globally, and this just sort of got swept under the carpet. I don't understand it, personally, it's quite confusing. But hey, that's life, you know, there's talented musicians every day that never make money, while shit musicians rake in tens of billions of dollars every year with shit songs because the general public don't always want great acting, apparently. They don't always want the most intricately woven storylines, they want that popcorn shit. And it seems strange for me to be calling Game of Thrones popcorn shit in comparison to this. Both are very deep, layered, and of course this is based on real history, and Game of Thrones is based on giant, thick-ass books. You literally have to have a notepad sitting next to you before you start reading them to take notes here and there if you want to correctly follow the shit. But yeah, HBO really dropped the ball not letting this thing run for all 5 seasons, because if seasons 3, 4 and 5 were going to be anywhere near as good as 1, and this second one has been so far, then we really missed out on another 3 seasons of legendary television, and that's a bit of a tragedy. And then yeah, to finish the episode, the guy stabbed his own brother. Now, I didn't like his brother's character. I thought he was incredibly domineering and controlling and really pushing and imposing himself into that guy's life and family and making him take a lot of decisions he wouldn't have otherwise. Not to say he was a prize before his brother showed up, obviously. He was committing bloodshed at the orders of Atia, but he was at least perceivably making decisions for himself, and then it's like his brother took over his brain for a bit. So now he's killed his brother, at least he's going to be more of an independent person again. And yeah, like I said, I didn't like his brother's character anyway. And of course, I cannot wait to see where they take this shit next week. Every week is a pleasant surprise with this show. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and the channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.